Our last group of keys are the cursor and function keypads. These keys are used to navigate menus and enter data as well as perform setup. Let's start with the cursor keypad. The cursor keys are in the middle of the keypad and can be thought of as a mouse to move the cursor and navigate through the active display. The cursor keypad has 4 white arrows for up, down, left, and right. They will move the cursor in the direction commanded. In a table of data, these keys may scroll the table in those same directions as well. The blue home and end keys will move to the top or bottom of a program or table that's displayed. This is a quicker way to navigate than cursoring through the individual lines or columns. The blue page up and page down keys allow the cursor to jump 1 page per press of the key. This is another quick way to move down a long program or table. Notice that no data transfer happens with these keys, only the cursor position is changed. Our last key group is the function keys. These keys are used to navigate menus and perform specific setup functions that differ between our mill and lathe. We'll briefly look at both machines to explore these operations. Starting on the mill, the function keys F1 through F4 are used differently based upon specific menus and may do things like overwrite text, select text, write code to the MDI panel, or copy programs to a USB key. For this reason, we won't focus on the F1 through F4 keys, but instead look at the dedicated keys on the row below. Starting on the left is the tool offset measure key. This is used to record the length offsets for a particular tool in the tool offset page during part setup. We'll look at several methods to set a tool offset machine. This button is only one of many. Moving to the right, you'll see the next tool key. This key will cycle to the next tool station or up 1 number to allow you to set multiple tool offsets on the function keypad. The third button can be dangerous, but it's disabled in our mill. This is the tool release button, which if enabled would cause the tool to immediately release in the MDI zero return or handle jog mode. We'll only use the manual release button on the spindle, which you'll learn about later, so this button effectively doesn't work. The last button is the set part 0 or work offset. This is the button that will increment through the offset X, Y, and Z values while you're setting your part 0. You should use caution with this and pay attention to which offset you're in as you do your edge finding exercises. If you inadvertently set an incorrect Z-axis, this is a common cause of a crash. Moving to the lathe, the functions F1 through F4 again are used differently based upon specific menus. Do things like overwrite text, select text, write code, and copy programs. For this reason, we won't focus on those F1 through F4 keys, but again, look at the dedicated keys in the row below. Starting on the left, the X diameter measure key is used to record the tool offsets in the X direction during part setup. We'll look at several methods to set a tool offset in the machine. This button is one. Moving to the right, you'll see the next tool key. This will cycle to the next tool station or up 1 number on the turret. This allows you to set multiple tool offsets without leaving the function keypad. The third button is just a toggle switch, and what it will do is toggle the jog direction to change from X to Z, Z to X with each press. In our class, we'll always learn to use the same process of selecting handle jog on the mode, then the units, then choose a direction with your handle jog wheel to avoid inadvertently moving in an unintended direction. The last button is the Z-face measure button. This button is used to set the Z0 on your part by using a tool to touch off on the face. You'll learn more about this later. This concludes our tour of the keys. Remember, you'll need to spend many hours on the machine to fully master menus and operations. This is just an introduction, and you should revisit this presentation as you continue to learn the operation of our HAAS CNC machines. We'll do a quick review of our learning points at this time. By now you should have some familiarity with all of the keys on the HAAS keypad. Specifically, you should now understand the location of the 9 major functions or groupings of keys. As we look at this keypad, remember, the reset keys are used at startup. The display keys are used to control what you see in the operator display area of the screen. The operational mode keys control the function and operation of the machine. Numeric keys and alpha keys are both used to enter text and numbers into the input bar, which can then be placed under the cursor. Override keys are used to override programmed speeds, feeds, and rapid rates. Jog keys are what we use to manually control machine motion, including the chip evacuation system and coolant nozzles. Cursor keys effectively move our cursor between tables and positions in the program. And last are some special function keys that each do a specific function, typically associated with our part setup or functions unique to menu commands.